Thanks for watching, everybody. We're in Traverse City at the home of Alan Newton, photographer, local photographer. Alan, thanks for taking the time.
You're welcome.
All right, I want to talk about what you got going on and what you have done. Let's first start with what you got going on. A new photo exhibit at the Dennos, the other Traverse City, opioids and our community, correct?
Correct. Yes, that's right.
All right, how did you get into this and why are you doing this?
I remember I shot West Hockey. It's like 11 years. And there was a fellow named Alex Rizal who died of an opioid overdose. Mm-hmm. Tyler Thirlby was one of the members of the team who also has something called opiate use disorder. He's been addicted to heroin. And they put on at center ice. 1,500 people showed up for a hockey game to pay tribute to Alex and to raise funds. Mm-hmm. And I wasn't able to attend that night, but that got my attention.
Yeah. And the crisis that we're facing in northern Michigan is more than just significant.
Yes, and it's basically it's an overdose crisis, and it'll move on to something else. The real issue is the addiction. Mm-hmm. The biggest issue is what do we do with 2 million people in the U.S. that are addicted? Mm-hmm. 1 in 10 people get treatment. How do we take care of that? I think lawmakers are most likely to say we're cutting down on who gets prescriptions. That's fine, but there are people that are already addicted, and it's a chronic disease. It changes the brain. So what we need to do is say, hey, let us help you. How can we do that?
Okay, this exhibition will be November and December at the Dennos, and so you talked to people, you interviewed them, you took their pictures, right? I mean, what are we talking about here?
Yes, these are what people who have been affected by opioid addiction want you to know. They're mothers who have lost children. There's a grandmother whose daughter is addicted. There's the doctor who runs the ER. There's EMTs. Mm-hmm. There's the judges from drug court. There's recovering addicts, some 40 years, some a year and a half. So their story tells it from the bottom up.
Now, you've also done the same sort of thing with homelessness in Traverse City.
Yes, the street homeless. I work with Goodwill and Ryan Hannon to tell their stories.
Yeah. And there are a lot of interesting and different types of stories within that framework, too.
Yes. And from that led me into working with combat veterans who are experiencing PTSD, because some of the homeless have PTSD. They, in the military, struggled with reentry after some pretty traumatic times.
Yeah. And you were explaining something interesting to me, that before you take someone's picture, you like to get to know them and find out who they are, because you say it changes the picture.
Yes, it does. People, when you have a relationship with somebody, when you've talked with somebody, when you've especially listened to somebody, maybe 15 minutes, maybe a half hour, an hour, what you do is it changes the photo.
All right. How can people find out more about you? Where on the World Wide Web?
NewtonPhotography.smugmug.com. Right. NewtonPhotography.smugmug.com.
And you have about 70 pieces in the upcoming exhibition?
Right. Some are examples of the drug marketing. There are photos and there are stories.
Excellent. Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
All right. Talking about an upcoming exhibit at the Dennos Museum, the other Traverse City, opioids and our community. In Traverse City, I'm Vic McCarty for MyTV 12 and My News 26.